got junk in my throat coming down off that ride. Ugh. But I do believe it's time for a story time ride. And this one, I know this is my second story time ride, but it's not really going to be a story. It's going to be I don't know. It's just kind of going to be weird. So it won't be a full-on story. There's going to be a question at the end, so you got to watch. And if you don't want to watch, just fast forward to the end and answer my question, because I'm really curious what you guys think. So here we go. As many of you know, if you've been watching, and if you haven't, I've recently moved across the state that I live in, which is Oregon, or if you're from out of the state, Oregon, and left everything behind. I don't really know anybody here in the area, and so I'm trying to make friends and blah blah blah. And nobody at work, at least nobody that I know of, rides a motorbike, so I'm kind of alone in that genre, in that group. And so I finally meet somebody at work, and she's like, oh, my husband rides, we should all hang out sometime. I'm like, great. My wife and I have been looking for friends because we just freaking moved here and don't know anybody. So we go to their house for this party get-together thing they're throwing, and her husband's, I meet him, and he's a super nice guy, and I had my Suzuki hat on, or no, maybe I don't remember if I was rocking the Suzuki hat or the Alpenstar hat. Either way, he's like, hey, do you ride? And I was like, hell yeah, I do. Oh, we got a car coming. Oh, it's a Hummer. Let's hope they don't run me off the road. So anyway, I'm like, oh yeah, I do. Dude, do you ride? And knowing full well that he does, of course. And he's like, yeah, you do? I'm like, what do you ride? Cool. And he's like, oh, I ride this sweet Triumph. And don't ask me, because I totally spaced what model it was. And I was like, really? That's awesome. Triumphs are rad bikes, dude. Can I take a peek? He's like, oh yeah, let's go out in my garage. So we're getting ready to go out of the garage. We get pulled to the side for some other reason, and he starts talking to me about bikes, and he loves riding, and he can't get enough of it, and he's recently done some track days, and he drug a knee for the first time. I'm just like, dude, that's freaking awesome, because I would love to do that someday. I would love to have a track bike, or build a track bike, or have a bike that's, you know, even track worthy. Dragging a knee is definitely something on my list of things to do. I close the shield here, getting a little chilly. And he's like, oh yeah, check out the background on my computer screen. And so we go into his office, and there he is on his motorbike, leaning over, you know, almost dragging a knee. And I was like, oh shit, this guy rides, cool. All right, there's some proof, right? And he's got his leather suit, his leather gear, just like full-on one-piece suit hanging up on the wall with like a couple helmets. These aren't cheap helmets. I don't remember the brand. I just remember being like, oh, that's not like an HJC or something, you know, or like a insert cheap brand here. Finally, we get out to his garage, and there's this bike. It's got its own bay in the garage, and I'm like, whoa, that's freaking nice, dude. And I started looking at it, and I'm thinking to myself, man, this bike is clean, like really clean, not a speck of dirt. And my wife, being the woman that she is, whom I love dearly, and this is definitely one of the reasons as to why nice people. Definitely one of the reasons why I love her so much. You get a drink or two in her, no filter. None. Whatever comes to mind comes out her mouth. And she's like, do you even ride this thing? It's really clean. Like, there isn't any dirt on this whatsoever. And of course, she doesn't have a whole lot to compare to. I mean, she's got my bike, which my bike is always dirty. Always dirty. And mind you, his bike is a road bike, but it's ridiculously clean. And I just kind of chuckled to myself when I started thinking, maybe this guy doesn't ride his bike. So I don't know. So my question to you guys, do you guys keep your bikes clean as a whistle? Like, not a speck of dirt? And keep in mind that this was a month ago, so it was fairly early in the season. And maybe he just spent all winter, like, going over his bike with a fine-tooth comb. I don't know. Maybe. But in the past couple of weeks, I've talked to him a couple times. We hung out a couple times, and every time I try to bring up like riding bikes or motorbikes or anything, and he's just like, oh yeah, definitely. And I don't know about you guys, but me, like every time, any chance I get to ride my bike, I'm out. Like, oh, gotta go to the store. I guess I'll be riding the bike. Ooh, the weather's kind of warm this morning, or kind of decent. I think I'm gonna go for a ride. Get home. Oh, got a few minutes. Look at the time. I think I'll go for a nice ride. He doesn't seem to do that. And maybe different strokes for different folks. But if you think a dude with a Triumph and track days and, you know, one-piece leather suits and nice helmets and maybe he's a tourist, maybe he doesn't ride at all, maybe that's just what he does once in a while when he's bored. Anyway, so my question, you kind of got a piece of it earlier. Do you guys keep your bike super clean? Do you spend all winter like just every little ounce of dust and dirt, getting it off, getting it nice and clean and pretty for the summer and the riding season? Or do you just kind of get it a little bit clean and is good enough, fix anything that might be broken, and just get out there as soon as you possibly can? What do you do? That's my question. Me? It's kind of clean. Fix anything that might be broken if I have the money to do so. You know, I'm always broke, hence the name of my channel. I ride every chance I get. Granted, I'm a little bit of a fair weather rider, but what do you guys do? Let me know. And subscribe if you don't. And we'll catch you guys later. Yeah, G+, Facebook. You can go on Twitter, but Twitter, who uses that anymore? It's old news. And give me subscribe, leave a comment, you can answer the question below, you can answer it on G+, you can answer it on Facebook. I don't really care. I'm just kind of curious. What do you guys do? With that in mind, see ya, be safe, and have a good afternoon, night, morning, weekend, day, whatever. See ya!